All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another Viva Mondo webinar. Today we are joined by the wonderful Chiara Mambretti, all the way from Italy in Milan to be exact, and we will be discussing all things art and design, which should hopefully help you in your future career, even in Italy, who knows, and beyond. So she is here today to help you with all of the questions and to give you more information about the opportunities which await you. And we do, as always, encourage questions. Please do ask them throughout the whole webinar. We are here to answer them for you at the very end of the session today. We do have a Q&A session just at the bottom of your screen there. That should hopefully be working, and we'll be able to reach out to you at the very end of the webinar. So feel free to express yourselves. Chiara, I'm going to send it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here to present Politecnico di Milano. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Chiara, and I will start introducing you to our great university, which is, as you might know, located in the very beautiful city of Milan. So let's start talking about a university which is which was established in 1863 and is now currently offered high level education in the fields of architecture, design, and engineering. As I was saying, the university is called Politecnico di Milano, meaning that it's a technical university based in Milan, the city located in the north of Italy, very close to other countries and very close to other European countries you can reach very easily by train, plane, car, even by bike. And of course, very well connected also to all the best spots in Italy, southeast in central Italy. Milan is a very dynamic city, full of events. The Fashion Week takes place here every year, which is very interesting probably for students currently enrolled in design. Of course, it offers a variety of activities in the field of arts and architecture, and of course, it's a very important city also for technology. So the students interested in engineering field will find a very great atmosphere and environment in Milan. More precisely, Politecnico di Milano has campuses in the city of Milan, but also in other smaller cities located not far from Milan, which are Lecco, Piacenza, Cremona, Mantova, and Como. There are always, let's say, there is always a reason why a specific program is taught on a specific campus. So maybe more related to the nature, let's say environmental engineering, or maybe architecture, with a focus on restoration of cultural heritage, which, for example, is offered in the campus of Mantova, which is an UNESCO site, and so on. So there is always a reason, a specific reason for this choice. And so when you decide, if you decide to pick a program, just also make sure you know where it is offered, in which one of our campuses. And as I was saying, Politecnico Milano is a very high-level university, also because research is carried out here. We are the first university in Italy for projects funded by the European Commission, meaning that the quality of the projects, of the project proposal we send out to the European Commissioner is very high, as you can see from the figures, facts and figures shown here in the slide. The laboratories are very cutting edge. There are some very big labs, like the wind tunnel, the Polyfab, for example, which are key labs for Politecnico di Milano. They are also hired by companies to carry out some tests with aircraft, helicopters, and so on, of course. But also there are some other labs which are smaller and open to all the students, for example, for design, architecture, of course, and all the departments of engineering. So research is around you. You can breathe it while you study at Politecnico di Milano, even from the first year of your university studies. And this is something you can know more about by researching online, just dialing these websites you see here in the slide, the Frontiere website and Progress in Research website, which show how Politecnico di Milano is involved in research, how it is exposed and to make changes in the environment, and make changes in the world, and from the design point of view, architecture, or technological point of view. So this is something we really need the students to know, and you can also know more about this by listening to the podcasts we have published on these websites. And why I tell you this? Because when you decide, if you decide to go abroad for your experience, of course you need to pick a program which is interesting for you, but at the same time you should, from our point of view, consider also the environment. So where, what's the perspective, what's the possibility of growth, academic growth in your in the university you decide to go for your master program, for example. And at Politecnico di Milano, you can study at PhD level as well. So you can start from the bachelor, you can decide to join Politecnico at master level for the 2 years of Laurea Magistrale, and you can go on with your PhD at Politecnico di Milano. All the programs, at all the levels, you will find English taught programs. So even if you don't know Italian, you can definitely join Politecnico di Milano and study in English. What happens when you arrive here? You will find an Italian environment for sure, in a very, very dynamic atmosphere of the city of Milan, but at the same time, you will also meet a lot of international students enrolled for the majority at postgraduate level. So at master level, really coming from all over the world, from more than 100 countries in the world. So this is also an international experience, not only because you will be in another country, another culture, but also because you will meet a lot of people coming from different countries. And as I was saying, you will study in English with your fellow students, but we encourage and we require you to learn Italian while you're here. So we really care about your well-being while you study at Politecnico di Milano. We want you to be safe. You want to have the possibility to make friends, to work, to find a very good job also maybe in Italian companies, to visit new places, maybe smaller places where English is not so much spoken, and anyway, to learn more about Italian culture. So while you study at Politecnico di Milano in English, you will have to attend a mandatory course of Italian language level, which will be decided according to your interest test, and for free. So this is a great opportunity from our point of view. You come here, you study in English, and at the same time you learn a new language. You will add this information on your CV, and you have also other additional opportunity for finding a good job in Italy or abroad. And what you can study here? I mentioned we are a very high-level education university, but in details, here you can see why I say so. We offer programs in engineering, in all the fields of engineering, and every year new programs are open and offered because the world is changing. We need to face new challenges, and we really want students to be ready and prepared for them. And so, for example, last year we opened a new program in transformative sustainability and in high performance computing engineering. So Things keep changing, but you will find very good study opportunities at Politecnico di Milano. All these programs are in English and last 2 years. Same thing for Master of Science programs in Architecture and Design. Of course, they are less, but they really cover all the fields of architecture and design. And in case you want to know more from the student's point of view, from the student's perspective, meaning if you're interested in knowing how you study here, the study methodology, with the contents of the program, how's student life at Politecnico di Milano, which associations we have, what you can do here, and so on. You can definitely talk to a current student of Polimi. You can just book an appointment through the Ask a Student project you see here on the slide, and just talk for about 20 minutes and ask your questions to the current students of Politecnico di Milano. I really encourage this because it will make the difference. It will give you the possibility to know more of real experience as a student of Polimi. Going into details, here I will show you how to apply, what we need to apply, and then of course we will follow up. We will be in contact with you for the details, and also you will find everything online. But I want you to know that it's important to check the entry requirements. One of the most important entry requirements for Politecnico di Milano, being a technical university, is that you have a relevant background to the Master of Science you select. Which means if you are studying engineering now, you can study more or less any engineering program at Politecnico di Milano. But if you study, I don't know, for example, psychology, it's definitely not possible for you to study here at Polimi, because we need you to have a background, which is a certain level of knowledge. Then, of course, we will need you to provide an English language certificate or anyway English language proof, because the program will be in English, and then easily apply online. So register on our website, select the programs, and I say programs because you can apply to 2 programs at the same time, and in case of admission to both of them, you just pick the one you prefer, and then you will need to upload some documents I will show you in the next slide. The process cost is 50 euros, non-refundable fee. So once you pay this amount, your application will be revised by the professors. And of course, students will be evaluated according to the application documents and the study career. Which documents I talking about? We divide them into 2 parts. Some of them are mandatory documents, the ones you see here on the left, the academic qualification, your transcripts, so the list of the programs you've been studying so far, and of the subject you'll be studying with the grades, your CV. For architects and designers, of course, we need you to provide a portfolio, and then, as I mentioned before, the language certificate. In addition to these, you might apply and upload, some other documents which are not compulsorily required, but might make a difference, which are the GRE for engineers and architects, the motivation letter, where you write about the reason why you want to apply to Politecnico di Milano, recommendation letter from a professor or someone from work, your boss, your employer, and the course description. So this is a set of documents you need to have when you apply. So once you decide you want to submit your application, you definitely have to have all the documents ready, because you cannot add anything else later, you cannot change them. So be sure you have the ones with you, and you can apply until November the 8th for September 2023, or from January to March, again for September 2023. European students have the opportunity to apply also later, from March to May. But since we're here together, well, we suggest you to consider applying in the first call, because it might be easier, or let's say it might be might be more chances to be admitted, because more spots, more seats are available. Again, everything is online, so don't worry about missing some details. We will follow up, and everything is on the website. Talking about the fees, the cost depends on your nationality. So the non-European students pay 3,900 euros per year for the master programs, while European students pay according to their family income or their income. Minimum 900 euros per year, maximum 3,900. So let's say that the average fee for European students is 1,500 per year. We also offer scholarships. So as a university, we offer this so-called merit-based scholarships, which cover the tuition fees and provide you with some pocket money. And for these scholarships, you don't have to apply. So you just apply for the program. If you're admitted, you will also be considered for the merit-based scholarships. Of course, they depend on the documents, on your quality, on the quality of your portfolio, or on the GPA. So the criteria are basically related to the documents you present when you apply. And that's why I say, be careful. We just make sure you have the right documents when you apply. And on the top of these merit-based scholarships, there are also other scholarships offered by the governments, other governments, Italian governments, or your local governments. I mentioned here the Fulbright, for example, for USA students, but there are many different scholarships offered by some local governments. And in those cases, of course, the own application is required. This is just to say that the tuition fees are definitely something not too expensive, quite affordable in general, but also it's possible to pay nothing for studying at Politecnico di Milano. And what you get back is not only high quality education, as I was saying, and this atmosphere related to research, but also really intense and interesting student life. So of course, we organize some welcome events for you. So when you arrive here, you will have the opportunity to be in contact with students who come from all over the world, with our Polyme staff, and you will know more about the campus, the facilities, and so on. Also through the help of a buddy, if you decide to apply for having a buddy. And of course, you will have the possibility to attend some exchange programs, apply for exchange programs, be part of students' association, like sport association and so on, and take part to the cultural events we organize on campus. Let's say that as a student of Politecnico di Milano, you will have a lot of services for you, also discounts on trips, museums, theaters, transports, and so on, and of course, the opportunity to study other languages here for free, or for a very, very, very small fee. I'm really excited about telling you about these opportunities, because the students at Politecnico di Milano, like in many technical universities, are very are working a lot, are studying a lot. It's really demanding to be a student of Politecnico di Milano, but at the same time, they have time and energies to do a lot more, to be in associations, to practice sport, to like, I don't know, really write songs and play in theater and so on. And this is a very entertaining, very fascinating thing from my point of view, which adds a lot to your experience in Politecnico di Milano, I think. So what we suggest is to be active, to be proactive, and to take part to these events we propose to the students, like, for example, the Polyme Run, which takes place twice a year in Politecnico di Milano, in Milan and in Lecco. And but going back to, let's say, the more serious aspects, well, we also care about the after graduation life students. So there is an office which is called the Career Service, which offers guidance, help, support to international and Italian students who are currently enrolled at Polimi or are about to graduate. They help you write the motivation letter, the CV, apply to some job opportunities. On the website of the Career Service, there are a lot of job opportunities already published for Politecnico di Milano students. And they also organize a job fair, different job fairs on campus. So you will have the chance to be here, study, and then meet representatives of the companies and apply for your dream job. As you can see, a lot of international students have a good job in the field of study within 1 year from graduation, and about 50% of them decide to stay here to live in Italy after graduation for working. I think these are very interesting statistics. You may find out more and more details about the program you're more interested in on the website. So just scan the QR code or go on the careerservice.polimi.it website to know more about this. And as I was saying, after graduating the master degree, you have also the opportunity to study at PhD level. This is the list of all the PhD programs we offer. They're all very high, very intensive and interesting. They last 3 years and are taught 100% in English. So what you would need is just to apply for them, submit an application, a research proposal, and usually from April to May, and then start the program in November. There is no tuition fee for the PhD, and you might get a scholarship, which is about 1,500 euros per month. And again, this is another option after graduating the master degree, or already for you, if in case you already have a master degree here. And it's a first step towards research. Last but not least, after graduation, or anyway, during your thesis, you might also decide to submit a proposal to the PolyHub in case you have any innovative idea. You want to have supports from the Innovation District of Politecnico di Milano, and you want to write and submit this proposal to them, you can definitely easily. You can get a very good support from them, and of course funds. The PolyHub collaborates with a lot of important multinationals and Italian companies, and also with research institutions. So it's definitely another option to take into consideration, since it's part of Politecnico di Milano. I think all the pieces of information I shared with you today so far confirm that Politecnico di Milano might be a good choice for you. But anyway, they definitely confirm that Politecnico di Milano is a very high quality university, very well ranked according to the latest ranking. We are first university in Italy, and in the field of our programs, we are 50 in design, 10 in architecture, and 13 in engineering. This is also very important to know when you decide to apply to a specific university. And it's also relevant to be aware that you can travel as an exchange student to different universities, to different technical universities during the 2 years of your master, because we are members of the leagues you see here on the screen. Again, I share with you the opportunity to be in contact with students, because I'm really glad to be in front of you and talk and discuss and present Politecnico di Milano. And of course, I'm ready to answer all your questions. But I personally think that the perspective of a student who's currently studying at Polimi and is currently also facing the challenges of being a student at our university is the best way to know more, and you will have the opportunity to ask your questions. So just be there, book your appointment, talk to our students, and now, of course, talk to me for your questions.
Great, thank you so much for that, Chiara. That was a really informative session. I think there was a lot there to unpack. We do have a few questions here, so let me get straight into them. Okay, so the first question. Hello, do you have any advice on how to choose the right program for me?
Of course. Well, we need you first need to see first consider what you're studying. So the first thing to do is to check if you're eligible for which program you're eligible for. So that's the very important, the first thing you have to consider. Then you just have to think about what you're interested in, what's the most relevant thing to you, and select, like filter them on our websites and decide which programs are important for you. And then talk to the students, just to understand what's the content of the programs and to compare them. Just be there with the students, contact them, talk to them, and grab the information you need. Of course, it's not easy, but we give you the opportunity to select 2 programs, apply to 2 programs. So also take this opportunity.
Great. And the next question, can you let us know about the PhD options and the requirements?
Well, sure. Yeah, I might go back a little bit with the presentation. So these are the PhD programs we offer at Politecnico di Milano, and again, they are 3 years. And here is a very short information about how to apply. But in general, you need to consider that this is research. So you have to present and upload a research proposal, submit it to the professors. They will contact you also for an interview, and in case of selection of admission, you will start working on this project. Also, you can go abroad for 18 months. So since it's research, we have some connections and some exchange programs with other universities, of course, and research centers, and you can spend some months abroad to work on this research.
Perfect. And are classes in person this year?
Yes, back in person, back on campus. So yeah, it's gonna be in Italy, 100%.
Amazing. Do I need a portfolio for my master's?
You would need a portfolio if you apply to architecture or design programs. Yes.
Okay. And another question, what is it like finding accommodation in Italy?
All right. Well, this might be challenging. Challenging, let's say, from because first, well, we do have residences, but they're not open to all the students. There are not so many rooms available. So you probably have to consider looking for accommodation outside of the residences. But the important thing to do is to be in contact with us. So we have some private accommodation, some private residencies, and some private agencies which help the students finding accommodation. So Milan might be a little bit expensive depending on where you come from, how's the lifestyle in your city, in your country, but it's also easy to find to not find the right place. So it's important you just go through the official channels, like we have also ESN, the Erasmus Students Network, which is really active and supportive for the students. So I cannot say it's easy to find accommodation, but it's definitely possible if you rely on the right channels.
Okay, thank you. And this is a question about internships. So can I complete an internship alongside my degree?
Sure. Well, there are some programs, and in fact, all the programs of architecture and design include a compulsory internship. So yes, you will be involved in the internship. If it's not compulsory, you can anyway add it to your study plan, and you can also get some support and help from this career service.
Amazing. And how long can I stay in Italy for work after my degree is finished?
Okay, well, that depends on the country you come from. So basically, if you're non-European students, you can stay 1 year after graduation. If you come from Europe, you can stay as long as you wish. So we give 1 year after graduation time for students come from outside of Europe for looking for a job. So if you don't find a job within 1 year, you have to leave. If you do find a job, you can stay as much as your contract lasts.
Okay, amazing. And to finish off, what would you say is the best thing about studying in Milan?
The best thing for me is that well, the city is very welcoming, is so very active, it's full of activities, but it's not so big. So you will get to know the city and the opportunities offered by Milan and Politecnico di Milano very well in your 2 years of master degree. So I would definitely suggest to come. And of course, the food is amazing.
I can agree there. I've been to Milan. It's very, very good. Amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for your information today. And thank you guys for joining. And thanks for your questions. They've been great. To those who are watching on the recording, we will be in touch with you shortly to reach out and to get to know you, really, to see how interested you are in applying to this university. So thank you for your attention and have a great evening or afternoon, wherever you are.
Thank you very much, to all of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.